Section 1 of Man and Wife. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Man and Wife by Wilkie Collins. Prologue, The Irish Wedding. Part the First, The Villa at Hampstead. 1. On a summer's morning between 30 and 40 years ago, two girls were crying bitterly in the cabin of an East Indian passenger ship, bound outward from Gravesend to Bombay. They were both of the same age, 18. They had both from childhood upward been close and dear friends at the same school. They were now parting for the first time, and parting, it might be, for life. The name of one was Blanche. The name of the other was Anne. Both were children of poor parents. Both had been pupil teachers at the school, and both were destined to earn their own bread. Personally speaking, and socially speaking, these were the only 2 points of resemblance between them. Blanche was passably attractive and passably intelligent, and no more. Anne was rarely beautiful and rarely endowed. Blanche's parents were worthy people, whose first consideration was to secure, at any sacrifice, the future well-being of their child. Anne's parents were heartless and depraved. Their one idea in connection with their daughter was to speculate on her beauty and turn her abilities to profitable account. The girls were starting in life under widely different conditions. Blanche was going to India to be governess in the household of a judge, under care of the judge's wife. Anne was to wait at home until the first opportunity offered of sending her cheaply to Milan. There, among strangers, she was to be perfected in the actress's and the singer's art, then to return to England and make the fortune of her family on the lyric stage. Such were the prospects of the two as they sat together in the cabin of the Indian man, locked fast in each other's arms, and crying bitterly. The whispered farewell talk exchanged between them, exaggerated and impulsive as girls' talk is apt to be, came honestly in each case, straight from the heart. "Blanche, you may be married in India. Make your husband bring you back to England." "Anne, you may take a dislike to the stage. Come out to India if you do." "In England or out of England, married or not married, we will meet, darling, if it's years hence, with all the old love between us, friends who help each other, sisters who trust each other for life. Vow it, Blanche." "I vow it, Anne." "With all your heart and soul?" "With all my heart and soul." The sails were spread to the wind, and the ship began to move in the water. It was necessary to appeal to the captain's authority before the girls could be parted. The captain interfered gently and firmly. "Come, my dear," he said, putting his arm round Anne. "You won't mind me. I've got a daughter of my own." Anne's head fell on the sailor's shoulder. He put her with his own hands into the shore boat alongside. In 5 minutes more the ship had gathered way. The boat was at the landing stage, and the girls had seen the last of each other for many a long year to come. This was in the summer of 1831. 2. 24 years later, in the summer of 1855, there was a villa at Hampstead to be let, furnished. The house was still occupied by the persons who desired to let it. On the evening on which this scene opens, a lady and 2 gentlemen were seated at the dinner table. The lady had reached the mature age of 42. She was still a rarely beautiful woman. Her husband, some years younger than herself, faced her at the dinner table, sitting silent and constrained, and never, even by accident, looking at his wife. The third person was a guest. The husband's name was Vanbrugh. The guest's name was Kendrew. It was the end of dinner. The fruit and wine were on the table. Mr. Vanbrugh pushed the bottles in silence to Mr. Kendrew. The lady of the house looked round at a servant who was waiting, and said, "Tell the children to come in." The door opened, and a girl 12 years old entered, lending by the hand a younger girl of 5. They were both prettily dressed in white, with sashes of the same shade of light blue, but there was no family resemblance.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?